When I have the opportunity to speak with people about their recognition programs, very rarely does the concept of how do we fuel more peer-to-peer recognition enter the conversation. At least not right away. And yet, everyone, this is probably one of the biggest, most untapped opportunities we have in organizations and teams. Think about it. Imagine if you had an army of recruiters because people were so satisfied where they work and who they work for and who they work with. They want all their friends to be happy, and therefore they want to bring them into the same team and organization. Imagine if people felt so supported that they knew that they would have lots of opportunities in the organization and the team. Imagine if in fact people knew exactly the value that they contribute to their peers, that they had no reason to ever consider looking elsewhere. Peer-to-peer recognition is when individuals feel like it is their job and their luxury and their privilege, and that they will be accepted when their acknowledgement is given to each other. How do we fuel this? And why, frankly, doesn't it happen more often? Well, let me answer the second question first. Why isn't it happening more often? Well, number one, sometimes people have tried recognizing a peer and it hasn't worked out the way they hoped. It's backfired. And so we tell ourselves, that's it, I'm not doing that again. Other times, people are having a hard time nuancing what does one person need versus another. And so we only recognize people one particular way, or we only recognize the people that we work most closely with, or that we understand the best. And of course, this is okay. However, the challenge becomes when we can't acknowledge people in a consistent basis, sometimes people start to feel like we play favorites. And then that leads to the other reason why people don't practice peer-to-peer recognition, is that they're worried that they won't be seen as neutral, that they'll seem like they're picking sides. And when we get into all the drama, which I've talked about in a previous post, when we have all that happening, people are hesitant because they think, you know what? If I recognize my peers, it's just going to contribute to the drama around here. It's better just to not get involved. But we're missing a huge opportunity here. Let me share with you some strategies that doesn't create favoritism or polarization, doesn't add more time and energy to your workload. It doesn't even necessarily require a budget. And I'm going to share this through the context of some great advice that I've received from some of my best clients. Number one, it's a great suggestion out of a community living agency here in Ontario. They don't have a lot of extra discretionary resources, but they can afford $2 TIM cards. So they made sure that a stack of them is available in every location. Now, of course, they closely monitor it and track it so that they can be demonstrating good citizenship of the taxpayer's purse. The point is, though, anyone in the organization can take one of those TIM cards, write a handwritten note, and leave it or give it to a peer, a boss, or even somebody in the community that has demonstrated incredible support for a person that they serve, or even each other. And why is this so powerful? Because people know in their community, they each like to drink Tim Hortons. And so it's basically, I'm going to buy you a coffee. And people get a chance to use it whenever they want to. The small gesture, when you have people working shift work and don't always see each other, and we probably don't even pay them as much as we should, these incredible giving human beings in our communities, it's a small gesture that means a lot. And they told me firsthand last time I saw them how much they appreciate getting those. Not because it's $2, because their peer noticed them do something that's worth acknowledging. You may have noticed the second thing that was in that first suggestion, and that is to be able to have a place where people can write down acknowledgements. One of my clients likes to have a stack of kudos cards available throughout the organization. In fact, the County of Boulder, in their jails, they've actually brought in these kudos cards into the jails. And it started with peer-to-peer recognition. And now people who are serving time in the jail want to also acknowledge the staff and acknowledge each other as well. Those handwritten notes, people notice people are writing a note and are curious about it, may even ask a question about it and want to be part of it. This is how peer-to-peer recognition begins to spread when we make it so easy and accessible for people that they want to jump on board, and it role models it for others. The next thing is set yourself a challenge. Maybe gamify this. Find how many times can we see and notice something that deserves acknowledgement with our colleagues. And you could add a stand-up huddle meeting in the morning, or you can have a kudos board or some other way that works in your organization. Even if you just have to trial something for a week or a month, why don't you gamify it and make it a challenge? Let's see as many things that deserve acknowledgement that we may have missed had we not specifically issued this challenge. My last suggestion is make it visible. Now, visible can look like different things to different people. Dovico, an incredible software company out of Moncton, New Brunswick, they make their peer-to-peer recognition very visible by filming their stand-up huddle meetings every Monday morning and Facebook Living them to the world. Other colleagues, such as North York General Hospital, made their peer-to-peer recognition really visible during Patient Safety Week by having staff and also patients and family members themselves writing down acknowledgements and putting them up in the front lobby of the hospital. And yet other clients, like the City of Dawson's Creek, has boards where people can write down a kudos card and put it up in a very visible spot where both the staff members as well as the people behind the scenes, such as the people who may be visiting from other locations, their sister and brother communities, even the general public though. It's very public to everyone. Make your recognition visible. If you have a virtual team, this doesn't exclude you. You can have your own board, your electronic board that has a spot for acknowledgements between peers. Whatever visual looks like for you in your type of workplace, make it so that people can see it, not just the people getting the acknowledgement, but also the people witnessing and experiencing the vicarious benefits of recognition as well. I hope you found some really great ideas to make peer-to-peer recognition more alive and well where you work. What other suggestions do you have? Will you comment below? And why don't you share this video with somebody and challenge them to join you in building a higher peer-to-peer recognition culture. My name is Sarah McVanel. Thank you for joining me for Your Greatness Magnified.